Hello everyone, this is my review of the All Living Things Rat Starter Kit. I would highly recommend this cage for someone who's just starting out owning rats. It's a good beginner's cage. There are a few tweaks you might need to make to it to have it in a state where it will suit your needs. First off, a lot of people have said that the wiring of the cage is flimsy and stuff like that. Well, as you can see, I have made my own shelf, and the rats jump from shelf to shelf, including the one that I made. I also have plenty of hammocks hanging from the shelf, from the wiring, and as you can see, it's not collapsing or breaking or anything like that. I would not recommend sitting anything heavy on top of the cage. It definitely will cause some bending, and it doesn't really harm the, well, I guess it would depend on the weight of the object put on top of the cage. Well, so basically don't put anything on top of the cage. It's definitely not meant to support anything on top of it. The shelves do move a little bit. They will slide back and forth. So you would need to secure them so that they don't slide back and forth unless you don't really care about them sliding back and forth. I found that when my rats go to jump or climb, that sometimes the shelves will move on them and it will cause them to be unsteady, and I've had one of my rats fall from the shelf moving on them because it messed up their jump. I simply used bread ties to attach the tab to the bar, and that keeps it from sliding so bad. I currently only have it secured on one side. I have a black bread tie over there, so you might not be able to see that one. But I currently only have both shelves secured on one side to keep them from moving. I recently cleaned the cage and rearranged the shelves, so the doors are small. There's one on the bottom, the top, and then the very top. They are big enough to get the litter box in and out of, so it gives you an idea on how big they are. They do make it a little difficult to get things in there, so depending on how big the item how big the item is that you want to put in the cage, you may have to detach the cage from the base. The base is deep enough to hold lots of bedding, so it's all good in that. I would not recommend fleece for this cage. It is quite difficult to put the fleece inside the bucket and not have your rats chew holes through it. Taking the whole bar cage part does detach from the base. It is attached to the base with 2 clips on each side. The doors have squeezy locks that you have to squeeze to be able to pull them down. I have not had any trouble with the rat escaping, so that's a plus. So it's definitely a good cage to start off with. The cage did also come with a saucer wheel. It is currently not in my cage right now because my rats do not use it. It is, however, very silent. So if you do have rats that are big runners and they do like to use the saucer or their wheel, if you can encourage them to use the one that comes with the cage, it is quite silent and you won't hear them that much, so they shouldn't bother you if you have them in your room. All Living Things Rat Starter Kit does come with this little wooden toy. My rats don't really mess with it very much, so I guess they're not really big chewers, you could say. It does come with this water bottle. It's fairly big. It's, holds plenty of water. I have to fill it up maybe, if I had to like leave it there, I only have to fill it up like once a week, every at least 4 days for 3 rats. So if I had to go away on a trip, they'd have plenty of water and I wouldn't have to get an extra bottle. It does come with this plastic bowl. It's a simple bowl. They have chewed on it a little bit. Both of the shelves have this little wooden or raised square that the bowl securely sits on. It does not keep your rats from knocking the bowl off the shelf. If they want to dump it, they will certainly dump it. But it does keep it from moving so much when they want to, you know, get those last favorite pieces.